But no, this is weekly one-shot number 278, Cats Organized Neatly. My super best friend Dark Young put this in to the weekly one-shot list. He says beat the game within 2 hours and 45 minutes. Apparently he was raging because he himself tried this game. It didn't go so well, so I need to show some vengeance for my countrymen. There's some weird rule about skipping 5 puzzles, but we have to go back and do them anyway, so yeah, I do have to, in the end, do all of the puzzles apparently. And then we'll get that credit roll. Anything else to say about this? Maybe the fact that there was another weekly one-shot for either this or Dogs Organized Neatly. I doubt I'll do both unless this is somehow amazing, but let's face it, it's a take Tetris piece, flip it around, put it in box game. The timer seems to work just fine. The gambling is up with only 2.5 minutes left to place your bet, and I can't think of anything else I have to say. Miss Morrigan is in saying it seems like an easy win, and I would strongly suspect that Nightshade has played this game. Alright, well, let's go. Timer starts when we have control, as it often does. We found a new cat called Keto. It's a tricky one. It can sleep while standing. Or sitting, rather. I've never seen a cat be able to sleep when it's like that. So, this is the game. We pick up the cats, and then we throw them into the boxes. How could it possibly get more involved than that? Let's start that timer and get underway. There's a lot that I do not know about this. I do not know how many levels there are. I don't know how complicated it gets. But, come on. It's a puzzle game. We've seen so many like them. Hello, Floof. Most cats don't like water. After a bath, her fur... I have never known a cat to like water. Okay, Lint is a goofball full of energy, rolls instead of walks. So it's just showing us all the different kinds of cats that we have and the different interpretations of boxes to shove them into. So let's just get to work, shall we? In they go, in they go. Something I like about this challenge is that there's nothing about it that really seems like it's going to be hoodwinking me. Teletubby. Not the smartest, but a very friendly cat. Oh, okay. Some challenges come in and they're like, get this esoteric thing. And I think, how do I get it? And it's just like, well, I don't know. Figure it out. Wolf sits by the garden door, his posture. Okay, well, this is clearly just trying to waste my time with reading. Oh, look at that. Now I've been hoodwinked. How could this possibly fit together? There we go. No sense wasting time. 2 hours 45 flies by very quickly during the weekly one-shot. Rough is just the inverted of our friend before. So let us get to work. Whenever I have these kind of pieces, I like to put them together like that and hope that they create a good uniform area to... Oh no, it's happened again. Okay, how do we get out of this grim situation? Well, if I got 2 of you, mayhaps I could go you, and level 8. Oh, dearie me. The snapping on this feels a little bit awkward. The greed is too much, says Rainey, who has voted lose. When it finishes up, please let me know what the odds were. It is a matter of interest to me. This is an immovable object, I see. Which means you don't have a lot of places you can go. So you can just go there, Teletubby goes here, and bang. It's always cute seeing a big pile of cats. They just have this way of coalescing into a giant form together. If it fits, Poochie sits. The more square, the more better. Alright, well there's a square for you. Seems like this would be a very relaxing game to play if I weren't under a timer and have the ever-present threat of never-ending mockery for failure. I'd like to think this community doesn't have it in them to relentlessly mock somebody, but I would know that to be true, and I wouldn't want it to be the case. Oh, looks like your little tail extends into there. How cute. So we just keep throwing them in, but now we're at an impasse. That doesn't work. Putting you there is still the most logical thing. What about you two, though? I don't have a single slaughter for you. Perhaps I need you over there, then I can shove you here, put the L block here. No. But how about that? Hey, there we go. One of the things I get to enjoy about a weekly one-shot that someone else has played already is that once I've finished with the game, it is usually a joy to go and watch the VOD of whoever has tried the game before. Or it goes the other way if somebody else is about to play a game after as well. Right, so this clearly not working out for us. Sorry, cat. Perhaps we could arrange something else. I think you guys are the main problem that I have here. But doing that still leaves that as an issue as well. Okay, no, don't panic. I can always shove you there, put you up here, give myself you, and well, isn't that something as well? It can almost be fixed. There we go. It's just putting shapes into other shapes. I did this when I was a wee toddler. Venus is a pretty cat with a pretty big YouTube channel. Is that so? Yeah, I once had a word with Mummy. I said to her, hey, you ever thought about setting up a YouTube channel? Take one of your cats and then stage it so it looks like you just found the cat out in the wilds or something. Make it a complete fabrication about how you've domesticated this cute wee cat that you found out and about. She didn't end up doing that, but I thought it was a pretty neat idea. I'm sure it's done all the time. Right, a couple of these cats together, it should be able to fill in this. Up you go, up you go. If I get you in here and you in there, then all is well. The mockery only lasts until the next failure. It's hardly an eternity around here, says Ninja. Well, the saying goes, you're only as good as the last thing you did. That's a good saying. I like it. This I like a little less, though. Because even if I bring you two together here, that little 3 thing is in the way. So mayhaps I can do something like that. Is that even a cat? It sounded like a dog. Alright, Whinsey. Whinsey's favourite thing to do is to drop himself on humans' keyboards. Cats do like to walk on keyboards, I've found. Probably just some kind of way of garnering attention. Something doesn't feel right here. I'm going to shove you here, you there, you here, and you in there. Alright, another case of the Teletubby. And if I put you here and you here, it almost looks good until it doesn't. This is going to end up awkward if the expectation is that the big chubby one goes in the middle of all of these guys. Which isn't unthinkable, but I don't like it. I always like to put the big chunky ones on the outer sides first and foremost. But this just doesn't line up. How can this be? Can I do anything along the lines of that? No, I cannot. Starting to suspect that I do need to put you in a more awkward situation here. But awkward is all you do. Alright, don't panic. Panicking is exactly how these challenges fall apart. It's just one wee puzzle you gotta solve. Nothing to it. Absolutely nothing to it. Tackle this in another way. What if we had you guys, with you guys standing up right here? Well, no, the thing is, the giant Teletubby really needs a place to go. Place to go do one. When it comes to puzzle game vetting, I like to think about the phrase, it only takes one. It only takes one absolute knuckle duster of a question to more or less put me out of commission, but this ain't it. Nemiblub knows it only takes one, but Nemiblub also voted for victory. Good to see you have my back. Hello, Baguette. We have no clue how it works. A noodle stuck up its snout. What? Hopefully I eventually finish a chapter, and then the game will give me some kind of clue as to just how long all this is. What is your shape? Seems pretty well suited for having you put in right there. I got no singles. So doing something like that just ain't in the cards. I think if I just find the solution for fitting all of you guys in, we're already on easy street. That looks pretty good to me. Until it doesn't. Ooh, okay. I reckon we're close, though. That is so close. It's evidently not there, but it feels so close. I had a 2 and a 2, and yeah, that's not going to work out. I think my problem was I didn't utilize these guys early enough. And now I'm left in a bit of a pickle. And then you've become a problem, of course, but you can go there. That frees me up with a lot of space. Surely something will work here. I can get a 2 in there. I can get... Aha! There we go. 2 goes there, upside down, and 18, 19 crushed. Just get out the saw! Heavens, no. Oh, look, you found a new cat. It's Sebi. Sebi can meow in 10 different cat languages. Which one's Sebi? Is this one Sebi? You look like a slightly different shape. Let's get those big chunky cats in here first. Ah, right, that little tail of yours. Causing me all sorts of grief already. Maybe I can just shunt you in... I think actually putting you there has been a problem. Get the biggest ones in first. Oh, that's good. Then I pretty much had the solution, I just mirrored it. Okay, 20 down. Let's take a quick moment to glance and see how we're doing. So this is chapter 2 that we've almost done. Chapter 1, chapter 2, but it looks like there's a 3, a 4, a 5, a 6, a 7, and an 8. I'm going to go out of my way and assume 8 chapters and we're done. Alright, Lickers. Very spooky enemy in Resident Evil 2. Did liquors make a return in any other Resident Evil game? Is no doubt a question that's on your mind, because it's on mine. Obviously, they were back in Resident Evil Outbreak. You found them in Below Freezing Point and Hellfire. You found new cat Squeals. Squeals doesn't socialise much, stays inside and get paws dirty. Indoor cats, softies. Right, get a big chunky cat in here. I don't like the way this is going already. But what if I did? There we go. There were liquors in Resident Evil 5? The only thing I really remember from Resident Evil 5 is just Lucky pulverizing his hands into mush from dealing with our bugged out Albert Wesker fight. What a weird tail on that cat. Get over there. Oh, critical failure. Okay. Absolute critical failure here. It's not going to fail any less like that. How about like that, though, eh? I just saw the solution in my head and it all came together. Totally not in my little phone underneath my chin that I have displaying all of the solutions here. I'd never sink that low. Seems very obvious to put the handlebar cat here. I could put another handlebar cat right there. Hey. Are liquors the skinless zombies with the long tongues? That's it exactly. They have no vision, they go by sound, so if you just walk around them, you'll be safe. Ish. If you get too close, they'll notice you. Terrifying. Gosh, I like Resident Evil a lot. As if that weren't obvious enough from the many times we've had Resident Evil on the stream. At this point I'm wondering, will I have all of them streamed eventually? And then I think, I never want to touch Resident Evil 6 ever again. What a terrible game. So close, and yet nowhere near. You represent a problem, you weird dog-looking cat. You are such an awkward shape. Actually, come to think of it, they're all evolving into more and more awkward shapes now. But Cat Wrangler can handle this. Forgive me for being presumptuous, but this looks like the easiest weekly one-shot we've ever had, says Green Giant TV. You don't have a dog in this race. So your opinion on the matter is completely moot. That was clever, wasn't it? Dog in this race. There we go. Would be funnier though if I were playing dogs organized neatly and not cats organized neatly, which is a real game. This game advertises their hit follow-up, Dogs Organized Neatly. This ain't right. Perhaps I could do something like that. Ah, you're reversoed. But if you weren't reversoed, it would still be a problem because I wouldn't be able to fit two twos like that. So what can I do in this bizarre situation? Can I turn the whole world upside down? Close again, but not close enough. I think the shape that I've created here is the real troublesome party. It's all proving to be so troublesome. And again, that's close. If I could just reverse you, everything would be a whole lot better. Alright, did my reversal trick. Oh no, that's going to be even worse. Powerful. Jake is rather good at gaming, to be honest. Among some of the best variety gamers I know, such as Max or Parappa, says Kalpa. High praise coming from him, but then again, Kalpa has been utterly emasculated when it comes to Factorio, and he has no choice but to constantly sing my praises. How did that line go? I'll have to concede you're a better Factorio player than I'll ever be. I once idolized Kalpa's Factorio prowess. But eventually Grandad had to retire, didn't he? Still on the payroll, I see. Okay, let's get you moving in. Coming up for the 10-year anniversary of Kalpa Bus Simulator 2015, by the way. When are we going to see the Heat sequel? We actually did have a sequel, didn't we? There's some large, awkward cats here, but there are very few different places they can go. Problem is I can't create a little one like that. But perhaps I could make something like, but not necessarily this. If I had to guess, I need you there to not prevent any, to not create any awkward shapes. But then I've gone and created awkward shapes. It's so close. Perhaps my guess was completely off. Let's try some other ideas, like throwing you upside downsies. It's possible that putting you there is only causing me problems. Let's try some awkward arrangements here. Awkward is the word. You would have to go there in this situation. Is there any way to make the rest of you guys work? They're cats, of course they don't want to work. Ah, oh, the reversal. But can such a thing be changed out, perhaps? Of course it can. Get used to that, says Dark Young. What, winning? I'm already numb to the very concept. In we go, in we go. Got a couple of wild cards here. I should keep those till last. It's like playing Battleship, there's always somewhere I can put them, so let's explore every other possibility first. Looking good, except for you. You're a problem. But you're more of a wild card, so how about we... Nay, ideal. Perhaps I can shove you over here. But then I need a fair chunk of space for you. Could I make a fair chunk of space for you? So I move you around, shove you over here, find a good home for you, Put you in here, and then I have my 2 wild cards to fit in there, and they're done. 31 down. Wow, not kidding around. Solve chapter 3. 3 chapters done. 23 minutes of my 2 hours and 45 minutes. Good grief. I already have 2 streams planned after this. I'm already thinking I'm going to need another one. Alright, alright. What's the story here? You guys are looking awfully awkward. Yeah, this is a little awkward. Yeah, something fundamental seems wrong here. There we go. Damn, I struggled so much and Jake just almost gets the puzzles after the initial placement. Her humans own a sushi restaurant. She got named after her favorite food, tuna. Cats love tuna. Shove you in there. I don't like that. That isn't good because you don't fit in there. Or do you? Far from it. This is a terrible arrangement. You are very awkward, and you're all very big cats today. But that's okay. I can shove you here, move you along, and then hate this. So that tells me that my situation is... Hold on, hold on. We do have you, don't we? You never had to be like that. You two can go ups and downsies into each other. Big old chunks can fill in that, and then I have all this awkward space that you don't fit into. Brilliant. I think it was a leadership course that I was on, and they taught us an important lesson. What we had to do was build we had to build the tallest structure we could out of spaghetti and blue tack. Hard spaghetti and blue tack. Is blue tack a... Surely blue tack's a global thing. That little sticky stuff they put in the back of posters to put them on walls. And the lesson that was trying to be imparted upon us was that sometimes to get the best solution, you just need to tear everything down and start something anew, because as we get older, we get attached to the solutions that we think we have, and we keep trying to make them work rather than going back to the drawing board. I actually don't know what this had to do with leadership, but I'm sure it was important. This works if you could just reverse. So can I reverse our situation here? Nay, quite, but almost. Problem is I've just got this square now. How can I mulch this together to have you work out here? It's all so close. And I might be falling into my own trap here, of course. It's so close, but not quite, and I don't want to have to rearrange all the other blasted cats. Could I do something where you two move along? You're the awkward one here, though. Very awkward. Oh, now I've done it. Now I've created all sorts of chaos. Just when we had things that looked like they were working. Hang on, aren't you guys kind of the same but reversed? Could I perhaps... No. It only takes one, remember. Time to let your solution go, no. Will not let your people go. It is so close, though. What is the problem here? Problem was, I just didn't believe in myself. I just had to believe that I had the solution, and I would. I'm starting to feel like skipping levels in this would be a mistake, so I will do my best to not do that. You can fit in here? If our wild card works there, perhaps. But this isn't working. Alright. That is one happy looking cat. Yeah, shove you up in the corner, because you fit in there. Am I expected to remember these cats' names? You're Tuna. I think that's Baguette over there. You're the awkward one in all of this. But Baguette just takes up so much space. Maybe you can fit there in some strange way. But where can you even go such that you're not a problem? I'm starting to suspect that whatever I was doing earlier was a better idea, having you over here. Ooh, but you would slot into there, leaving me with more of a wild card free. That is actually very close. Potentially not close enough, but it is very close. Out so well, but maybe I could move you down here. And now you don't get in here. The U-cat is a real pain. Certainly can be. Not a lot of our cats nestle nicely into it. And even when it does, it creates areas like this that are hard to put to use. Maybe something ultra awkward like that could work. Maybe something ultra awkward like that could work. 34... I keep thinking 34 is done. It increments the number before it moves over to the next puzzle. Smirks, a vocal, expressive cat, but hard to tell if it's happy or not. Still making the noise that the other ones do though, which is a little weird. Why does this house have so many cacti in it? Who needs that many? If I had another one of these slouchy cats, then I could put you to work better. That ain't gonna cut the mustard here. What will fit with you, though? I think you're the one that I need to work around. Not even that. However, if you weren't here, I could do something like that, that, and that. and then you and you make up that. Bada bing, bada boom. Bring on 35. Did anyone get a level count, by the way? I don't think I paid attention to the number of levels per chapter. But that's okay, not paying attention is my specialty. After all, who pays? Mr. Panda, hey! Just what I need for some new Caesar 3 maps. Right round kitty, round spin 1,000 cats. Okay, well, we're making progress, question mark. There's some slouchy looking cats. Can I have both of you going along the ways? Not like that, and I doubt I want it like this, but maybe I do. Because you can go there, you can go there, and you can go there. 37, bring it on. In goes you, in goes you, in goes you. In goes you. That is so close to being good, but I don't have anything that can fit underneath you here. So this must be a trap. Overall, this situation isn't going to work whatsoever. What is going to work with you, though? I mean, again, that works so nicely, but I don't have a wild card for underneath it. So it's probably going to be something like you there, and then you there with the wild card here. Big tail goes over that, chunky monkey goes here, and you need to flip around. Well, you could go here, and then with a bit of wild card shuffling, you could go there. Found a new cat, Walnut. He likes to hide things. He looks like a squirrel. I see squirrels as a pestilence, and it's very hard to see cats in the same way. Oh, you're a T-block. Ah, T-blocks are very versatile. Welcome aboard. So close and yet so far. Who would have thought that the straight man here would actually be the problem? Right, well I could get you over here. Oh no, because you're still a T-block there. However, what if I... not a T-block, you're a... what would you even call this in Tetris? A squiggly or a reverse squiggly? It's not a question, it's a statement. You'd call it one or t'other. Get you there, you there. And we still run into the same problem. Alright, back to the drawing board. Is this a restart the level? Cool. You're the one I should be focusing on getting in first, just so I can have you tucked away. Everyone else is fine without you. I don't have the straight edges for all of this. Need to make more of a perimeter first. And of all the times to actually not want the T-block. Come on, Jake. Think of all that Tetris you've played. Activate your T-spot. That's the stuff. Right. How many restarts are allowed? There's no limit on the restarts. Restarts are nothing more than doing the same as just putting in the cats and taking them off. Just a button that puts them all out of there. It's the skipping. I never really wrapped my head around the skip thing. I don't know why that would be limited. Surely allowing me to skip as many puzzles as I want, and yet I have to complete them all in the end, would actually add to the challenge. Because then I might be tempted to skip lots of puzzles that I just can't handle. And then, oops, now I have to go back and I'm in the wrong frame of mind for them. But clearly, my super best friend was aware of that And he didn't want to make things, you know, too tough. That is close, but not close enough. Right. This long straight here is actually a problem. I need something for you. What should I put there? You seem like a perfect fit here. Is there anything else that could reasonably go there? No. And again, I got a long straight, so that's not allowed here. Might work a bit with something like that, but does everything else fit here? Yes, they do. Splendid. Halfway through in 40 minutes. What can I say? Well, what I can say is that, of course, the earlier levels are going to be easier, but I wouldn't want to admit that. Surely we can maintain this pace, have the whole game done within an hour 20, and then we all get to enjoy some punishment games. Spoiler alert, I do not think I'll be enjoying the punishment games, having seen what I have seen. I was loading them up to make sure that they work, and it's actually going to be a very difficult choice of which of them are the worst. Because that Toy Story looks god-awful, and The Witcher looks equally awful. This is so close, but doesn't work out. I think fundamentally this isn't going to fit no matter what I do. Because you either go there, and none of that works, or here, and none of that works, and it's because of your shape. So, what's a man to do but to rip a few things out and get back to bleeding work? Problem is these cats are just so big. Not a lot of good solutions for where to put them to begin with. Especially this chunky monkey. I think what I need to do is pull out some of the smaller cats that I've put in. Get those more awkward ones shunted in there, although that creates a big problem for me. Alright, let's just take this one from the top. So many large and awkward shaped ones here. And I can't enjoy a lot of straight lines like that. I'm already unhappy with how this one's gone. Toy Story Super Nintendo is a British game. I suspect Jake will give it a raving review. Really? I think I saw published by Psygnosis on it, but I don't think Psygnosis developed it. Didn't have that Psygnosis feel to it. Oh, that almost looks like it brings me towards somewhere, but not quite. Our little curvy block like you is causing me no shortage of distress. That is almost working, but not quite. Yeah, nowhere near. Terrible and terrifying in equal measure. This is a tricky one. I shouldn't be leaving big cats like this, which are hard to shove in till the end. Just causes me grief. Are the cat sounds absolutely necessary? Yes, I hope someone's watching with a cat and their cat's going mental over it. Could this even work? My head says no. My heart also says no, but it wants to say yes. It's a real pig of a level. I've clicked on a total of 1,000 cats, meaning that I've rotated cats far more than I've clicked on them. Fascinating. And that was just the achievement motivation I needed to crush that level. Right, we are closer to the end of the game than the start. Welcome, Mishka. Adventurous and strolling around. Let's get going. In you go, Mishka. We got a big cat here. And a couple of wild cards always make my life easier. My cat was confused about where the sounds are coming from. That's the stuff. Having cats is great. Been a long time since I've had pets, but I don't begrudge that. I grew up with animals all over the place. So many cats. I think in total we had over 21 cats and kittens. Well, actually counting the kittens, probably a lot more than that. Several dogs. Abaddon the hamster. I had some fish as well. What a mistake that was. I hated having fish. Why did I keep having fish? This is close. This is real close. Can you fit in here? No, it's the old reverso. Could we orchestrate some kind of world where that does work? Potentially. Let's get back to kind of what we had. You're the problem now, Minchkin. This remains a problem. Can we do something about it, though? That little shape there is an issue. But I think I've only gone and made life harder for myself. Just flip around. Be like your little buddy over there. Maybe I could flip you guys around. No, you're completely different. But too different for words. Sadly, we don't have the inherent power to rotate you. Got the power to rotate you, and you, and you, but that just causes other kinds of problems. I can't see a world in which you fit in here and make my life easier. However, what you can do is allow this, which helps out in no conceivable way. Desperate times call for desperate measures. I'm going to move you guys around and see what we can make out of that. Well, you don't go there because I don't have any 3s that fit like that. You fit in there a whole lot better now, though. If I could just find a place for you that creates an L block, then I still need a reverse L on you, though. Could you two be convinced to play nicer for me? Not without a T block. Such cutesy music for an infuriating experience here. See, that almost works. Could I shove you over there and give myself more room to breathe, so to speak? Not really. What if I shunted you guys up here? No, I'm just creating more hassle for myself. Maybe having you two together was a trap. My trap senses weren't tingling, but that perhaps just means they're dulled. Oh, that's so close again. Ooh, ooh boy. It only takes one, huh? You guys don't work at all. Can you go elsewhere? Elsewhere in a useful manner? No, because that blocks this off in an unpleasant way. Fiendish. Very fiendish. You can't even fit over there because of that big one, but I do like you fitting there in general. This big chunky guy needs a place to live. Kablunk. I was so close with you guys working together the way you did. So now I'm back to it works, but it doesn't because you're the wrong way around. Let's focus. Oh, don't worry, I'm so focused on the game, I'm not really seeing any comment that isn't pinging me with red. Which is generally a great way to get your comment noticed. But it's not foolproof. Sometimes I'm just so encapsulated. Looks so close, but it's still so far away just because we can't reverse some of these blessed cats. And even now I wish I had the hook-style cat to fit in there. And again, if you could only be rotated around. Although I guess the same for you. Perhaps this whole area is workable if I just get these 3 little critters into the right rotation. Okay, how can this be solved? No, same problem. It feels so close, though. There's got to be some kind of rotation mumbo jumbo that can be done to make it all work. Alright, 43. I have stumbled, but I have not fallen. Let's get to work. Perfect. Don't like the look of that cat. Just doesn't look right. Looks like it's, I don't know, urinating on your Lego set or something. It knows what it's up to and it doesn't give a damn. Which is very on brand for a cat. I think putting you over there is some kind of trap. You need to be put somewhere more awkward. Like there. Putting the little 2 over there was a mistake on my part, no doubt. I am the mistake maker here. I think I'm going for something too complicated here. Maybe you do just shunt your big French fat ass over here. But I have a square that goes there nicely. Getting you over there seems like the right thing, but maybe not. Not quite. Doesn't quite work out either. There's this big fat cat getting in the way of everything. Can't put you there. Can't really put you there. This opens up a lot of opportunities. What about over here? Funnily enough, it's this T block that's given me pause to stop and think. I really think you should go there. It's just the easiest way to get that long part over there. Really don't like this corner in general. You two go together quite well, but that's just not quite good enough. It's close, but close isn't good enough. What else could be done? Again, nice and close, but that little bit there ruins Aachen. I don't have squares for that, so that's not in the realms of possibility either. I do like this a lot. But this long line here is unpleasant. It's not unthinkable that we actually have a solution like that, but then where does everything else go? Does anything even fit in here? I'm inclined to believe that no, it does not. So yeah, I'm kinda convinced you go here. There we go. Just had to follow the logic. 44, bring it on. Miss Vanguard. First to go in season 10 of the popular reality TV show Fluff Meowl's Cat Race. Game, you're making no sense. Oh, it's just reverse squiggly. Surely we can work with reverse squiggly. Not when you're an awkward final piece, though. But hang on, this is surely a simple solution of just reversing what we have. Just reversing what we have. Yes, simply reverse it. Come on, Jake, it's a little too early for your eyes to glaze over at the thought of these cat puzzles. No, I shouldn't underestimate these annoying corner cats. Yeah, quite certain I conceded that I could no longer really hold the title of Puzzle Master at some point. And people still insist on calling me that, though. Don't know where they get these ideas. This is more than a little awkward. Especially since I practically had the solution. There we go. 45, bring it on. 1 hour deep. How many levels? 80 levels. 80. So we're halfway through. Huh, have we seen this splayed out cat before? You are such an awkward shape. Need to do what I can to mitigate that awkwardness. We have options here. Are any of them good? Yes, the best. 4, 6. Don't like this. Do not like this setup. I don't have anything that fills in there. I'm gonna shunt you over to the other side-ish. I don't have a little corner block either. You smug cat are going to be a problem. I can feel it. Yeah, where to place you in all this is the real question. As opposed to all those fake questions. I gotta consider what little weird shapes I have for the corner. I got this little wild card. Not quite a wild card, still a tour, but a lot of nice shapes are prevented here. And yeah, that's way out of the question. I need to put you to work. What if I had you there? Wild card fits in there. If I had reverse squiggly, that would almost work. Wouldn't, but would almost work. Could we reverse this whole dilemma? You fit quite nicely with that one. You can go here. You become a little bit awkward. You become very awkward. Yeah, that little one that you create there is out of the question. But what if we do this, this, and this? That looks nothing like a cat. Looks like a dog. Looks like a Shiba. 47 loaf. Oh, man. Right. I do appreciate this game's general lack of memes. Cats are utter magnets for memes. Which strikes some difficulty for me because I rather like cats and I'm no big fan of memes. But I am a big fan of doing games right. Just like every StarCraft 2 channel has chat filled with Grandmaster players, Jake's chat is filled with people who know how to time and make perfect predictions for any weekly one-shot, says Ninjin, who firmly believes that I'm going to win. Then again, Ninjin usually votes on win. Tell me, Ninjin, have you ran the numbers on how your bets usually perform? Can you say with any level of confidence that you make good bets on the weekly one-shot? Ninjin is a Swede. Don't believe him. I'm pretty sure that he escaped Sweden, and as such, he can gamble with real points. If you are living in Sweden, you're going to need a VPN if you want to gamble with your hard-earned imaginary points here, because the Swedish government sees it as a form of gambling. And thus, you're not allowed to do it. Then again, they also consider arcade video games as gambling, and they are taxed accordingly. Man, there are some things in life I miss. Living in Sweden, not one of them. So glad I escaped that hellhole. You know what? I've never encountered an unhappy Swede abroad. They all seem delighted at their brilliant idea to leave Sweden. Or happy with their short respite of being out of Sweden. Okay, this already looks quite good. Not good enough, but quite good. So close. But maybe we can turn it into absolute crushing victory. But how? The shapes are awkward. The cat's placed awkwardly. If you were reversed, this would be brilliant. You're not. So the question is, what if you were? That, I don't think, achieved anything of what I wanted to do. What was I wanting to do? I don't even know. I think I had you set up like that, which is brilliant, but I'm not sure it's going to swing around the way I want it to. It's so close. Can we really not do anything about this? I think if we just shunted you around a little bit. No, because these squares are as awkward as they come. These little square cats. Could I put you there, put you here, put you there? Give her a little block there, and the wild card goes there. And onwards to level 50, 5-0. Crushing these so-called puzzles. Awkward T-blocky thing. Also no single cat wild cards. I am right about 2/3 of the time. That doesn't sound empirical to me, Ninja. I know made up numbers when I hear them. Gosh, that is so close. I don't have a little wild card like that. Yeah, these are some awkward cats. Some of which are starting to sound like dogs. Right, I need to focus on some of the more awkward areas, which is this. Do I have a square cat? No, I got you. It's not the same, and I don't have one of those lanky ones either. That cat needs some yoga or something. And you're too big for that. I do think you should go here then. Makes the most sense to me. Could even cap you up with that. You need to go somewhere around here. You are very awkward. T-block helps mitigate the awkwardness, as does the fact we have the opposite of you. That's looking a lot better. But, and this is a big but, it's hard to make the rest of these parts work because they're always going to have little odds and ends. So actually, sadly, I think what I need to do is somehow work these awkward wee ones around these guys. Not a trivial task, but I'm not a trivial task master. Oh, hang on, I shouldn't have moved the big chunky one out of the way. Then again, big chunky guy could actually use up this corner whilst affording me a lot of place to move the rest of these guys around in. Could get old T-block over here, move you in here, move you in here. I got nothing to fill this in with though. How about that though? Does that start seeming reasonable? Not with you still to be filled in. That's close. That is unbearably close, but it's not quite there because of this little block here. What should I do about that? That is so close. That is so agonizingly close. That doesn't seem plausible either. Surely you can treat those plants like goalposts and just shift them. I have plenty of experience doing such things. I think I've got the right shape here. I just need to jigger it around a bit and find the correct solution. Okay, I did think I had it there. And maybe I still do. It's good. It just needs to be a tiny bit better. Is there any way you can actually fit here though? And not screw everything up? That might be too tall an order. Dang, it was so close to perfect. Unless you guys do something really weird like fit in here in some good way. I find that hard to imagine though, even with a T-block. Doesn't work, but it so nearly works. The pain. Can't really use any of you down here. How about you? Is there a world in which you fit in here? Because I can fill in a little bit of that with you, and you here. T-block doesn't quite fit in there, neither does our reverse squiggly. But the T-block has a way of reversing the needs for the reversed squigglies. ghastly. It only takes one, right? Tough, real tough, and I don't want to admit that I need to move any of my other cats away. It's too big of an admission. We had it. If this cat would just kindly reverse itself, we had it. That doesn't offer up anything. No cat's gonna fit in there. Does this work in any world? No world that I know of. How about you down there? I didn't even consider the amount that this would open things up. Because then Squiggly can go in here. And between them, surely I can work something out with you guys. Oh, that is agonizingly close, but funnily enough, T-block becomes the problem. Well, not funny, haha, but it is a problem. I don't think moving you is going to help much. But what if it... Ah, crumbs. These cats know exactly what they're doing. It's funny, boo at this. Freaking young. He knows all the things to say to just cut right into you. Come on, cats, have mercy. We're so close to perfection. I'm not sure this is going to fit, though. There's no way to put you in that allows the other bits to go in, huh? But it's so close. Look at how incredibly close that is. This poor cat's just been thrown about this whole time by me. I want nothing more than to see these cats slaughtered. They can't pass a good mock-up. No, mocking up is better than mocking down. You looked so good there, but do consider that we can add you here. But then nothing fits in here because I have another one of you. You certainly don't work. And even if I T-block in here... Well, if I T-block, suddenly you can go in here. But no matter how good it looks, these guys don't all fit in themselves. Curse these squigglies. Probably gonna find that I'm barking up the wrong tree here soon enough. Come to the sordid realization, something like you need to be there, or you need to be over here. Although I don't know how offsetting you is going to change much of anything. It just still leaves me with awkward edges that these little squiggly cats just do not fulfill. Not without a nice wild card. Curiously, if I T-blocked here, a big chunky one goes there. That suddenly leaves me with a bit more of an accessible shape here. 51, bring it on. Persuasive, you've solved chapter 5. No wild cards. I was hoping I had a butt for that. Got a wee square to go up here. Yeah, you are more than a little bit awkward, aren't you? Thing is, these cats could go... Yeah, actually, big lanky cats probably better stuck in there. Making cats shaped into something like that just becomes more awkward. You just go there. No wild card for that. I need a fatter cat. You're not fat enough. Come on, show me the real fat. Perhaps having you there is the ultimate bad idea. Because you two can just come together like so. You are awkward, this is awkward. What can even go in there without causing me problems? I don't think anything can. I don't think those cats belong up there. Maybe you don't belong here after all. Although that just causes the same problem. That might not, though. Curse this cat right here. You're the real problematic cat. Do I have any way to nestle into you? That feels like it just creates problems, though. Doesn't solve them. What if you weren't here? Can we do anything about that? This is a problem, but it is a solvable problem. But then this becomes an issue. I got no way to really nuzzle into that. And then this big guy's got nowhere to go. You are forced to go inside this area one way or another. Is there a world in which I don't need to use you in there? If I were doing something like that... I'm just creating myself more problems here. Also, what even goes here? This is certainly getting devilish. These cats and these cats, they gotta be the worst. What if they're not? What if the cats get much, much worse? God help us. So how much time did that nasty Manny C Fusion give you for this game, young? You should know at this point never to trust anything that man says or does. $1 hour 30 to beat the whole game. And what did he base this incredibly well-timed estimate off of? I just randomly slammed him and like this isn't going to do me anything. I need to work through this logically. Much as I don't particularly want to. You almost need to have this thing in here one way or the other. That does open up that as an opportunity, and that as an opportunity means it can all be slotted down one. This is another awkward shape that I don't have an answer to. It's just full of awkward shapes now, isn't it? Who would have thought you'd end up being the problem here? Of course I can't just move you up one, that wouldn't work at all. See the way this guy juts out, but only at the top. What if we had some kind of wild and wacky solution? Close. Close. Nothing really works over here, does it? I suppose I got another one of you. It's starting to look all sorts of wrong, though. And it's working away from what I had. If I could consider you as just one big shape like that, though, maybe I could work with that. Yeah. You got one little butty bit sticking out there, but what if we just upside down the whole lot of you? Then suddenly things start feeling like they can really come together better. You're gonna be the problem, aren't you? Everybody's having a good time and this guy just gets in the way. What if you went up here? You don't want to go anywhere, do you? Dum, dum, dum. Could I put you elsewhere? If I shunted you down 2, I can't shunt you down 2. I can shunt you down 1, but that doesn't accomplish anything. I can shunt you across, like so. Still doesn't... It accomplishes less than nothing, because you're now in the way. However... I can put you here, I can put you here. This is a problem. Slowing down. Yeah, who would have thought, Kirky? It's almost like levels are getting harder. Yeah, who would have thought that a member of the Lose Lobby would come in with such incredible observations? Maybe I could rotate this whole thing around, because it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, but then you're going to get in the way down here. Darn it. Can't flip the thing either. That's outside of the questions. Nothing long and straight to go in there. Really, you are a problem. You're an almost solvable problem, but not quite. And of course, you have nowhere to go. Big chunky cat that you are. I do like the way you fit together there, though. Could we perhaps spin you right round to a degree? Well, that doesn't work at all. If you all came up, you wouldn't have a space over here because you two need to share. Can anything nestle into here? Not really. Boy, this is a beastly one. I wonder if there's something awkward with you that I need to consider. Nothing looks so good for you, though. And these don't really fit over here. They make a little gap. Is that gap workable by anything? That's kind of workable. Can these guys fit together here in some way? So freaking close. Infuriating. Right. Well, there's got to be a solution. What is it? I don't think this works in any way. Because you have to go either here or here. You can't go there. Oh, can you? Well, no, because this isn't workable. Can't stick anything there. Same goes for a lot of permutations of this. Maybe my idea of bunching these guys together actually is working against me, and that's not what I'm meant to do. I think I'm starting to have burnt quite a lot of time on this one level. Concerning. But surely I'm so close. There's just one final little change I need to make and it'll all come together. Surely. Get over there. Come on, there's got to be some way to put these blasted cats together. Alright, this is our one skip. We're allowed 5, but that one bested me. Oh, what was it trying to tell me there? Okay, I missed the message, but it's probably telling me about this long cat. This is torturous to watch, says Bombay Man, and probably to play. I wouldn't say it's torturous to play. Whether or not it's torturous to watch is up to you. It's a fun wee puzzle game. That particular level was rather torturous, though. Right, oh my. How do I get anything of value over here? Definitely need you, at least. These are the only places you can go. You probably need to go there. Oh boy, you are adding to my problems. No shortage of problems, huh? Is there any way to use you over here? Possibly. Could wild card you. Ah, that little hooking tail is an issue. And that gives me space for a couple of wild cards here. But you're just one off. So good. Damn, I missed the betting, says Hazmats. 2 weeks in a row. I'm usually all in on win. Thanks for coming through on Hitman. Oh, my pleasure. Asana is smart, quick, and fearless. Problem for her owner. She steals the snacks. Never known cats to be much for stealing. Dogs, on the other hand. Oh, if they think they can get away with it, they will. Oh my, you are awkward like this. What are you then? You're 1, 2, 3, 4 high with a little lip on the end. The real question is how to mince you in together with that one. One wild card, huh? Gosh, you look at a level like this, think how many possible combinations could there be? It doesn't look that hard. Really doesn't look that hard. How am I making this difficult? You are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so it shouldn't really matter where you go unless you're meant to be placed central. I suppose that's not unthinkable. Okay, it's starting to feel unthinkable. There we go. How was that difficult? Nice to know you're thinking about my morale there, young. And yeah, the morale is an important factor in a weekly one-shot. And how easy it is to shatter when things are looking grim. I think you guys are meant to come together like that, and then I just need to figure out how to bring these ones. Yeah, I got a T block, but this isn't working out. That almost works out. Devilishly close, but T block says no. Starting to think that these ones don't go together. Nope, those don't go together. But who could even join you over here? That's assuming you are over there, which could be a ghastly assumption. I know that that one has to go here. That's a no-brainer. Can anything even fit with you? No, 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 no. So you also need to be over here. If I were to assume that all of you were over there, can these guys come together on this side? T-block strictly can't go over there. T-block has to be on this side. Hey, that kind of tells us that you go there. That makes my life easier. Or does it? Yes, it does. Let's go. 56. Big loaf cat. Very long cat. This one's so very awkward. I got another little cat to put over there. Be nice to put you around this, but I have no 1x1 cats. He's starting to use deduction. Will anything stop him now? Yeah, level 51. Well, maybe the experience that we get doing deduction can help us do... Oh, cool, you've rotated just by me passing over you. Interesting. Doo-doo. Your little lip up at the end there causes me no end of frustration. Perhaps the idea is that I can nestle Fat Cat into you. That's not the only cat that I could nestle into you, though. Also, Fat Cat gets in the way of a lot of other things. If you were there, I don't have anywhere to put this. That's not strictly true. I like putting you there, it just seems like the right place for you. If you were just along one more... Does that scupper this entirely? Yeah, I don't have any 3x1 cats. Could I also perhaps have you along here? Yeah, but again, I don't have the lengthy cats for that. Looks good, but it isn't good. This doesn't line up. Yeah, I need to find another solution. What obvious problems is this causing me? You put your little lip out there is a real problem causer. I'm not full of better places to put you though. My god, why not start with little ones? Because the little ones have the fewest areas that they're a problem with. The big ones can only fit in a number of places. Put you there. There's that little bit here, but you can block that off. But you're too damn big. You'll never be in Smash. You're too big. It's starting to come apart. This isn't good. I need to find some way to bring it all back. One off. Looks so good, but is so wrong. Yeah, so close. Right. Righty-tighty. You can fit up there, but then you just cause even more problems up here. Why am I so convinced you're there? Are any other cats possibly able to fit in here? My instincts tell me no. I'm quite happy with you being there. This tub of lard, on the other hand, he gets in the way of everything. this is causing more problems. Ooh, I got nothing but problems here. Lots of them. Oh, I don't want to hear the pace has caught up. That's bad. Tells me that my lightning-fast early pace is now grinded to a halt, and I can certainly feel that it has. There we go. Whew. Right, 57. Browser. Woman for attention, huh? Bizarre shape. 7 squares, though. Are you meant to fit up there? I don't know. Again, it's giving me this awkward shaped one. Junk. Alright, get out of here, 57. Let's go 58. Necko. No, but maybe. But no, T-block is in the way, huh? Come on, surely it's close. If I could just reverse you. But hang on, aren't you a reverse of you? In a manner of speaking. I could actually save my wild card. Actually, it just becomes a problem because all this is in the way. But I do like the way you guys stack together. These do work together. But do they work together in a way that I can actually use? Maybe so, but maybe no. I shouldn't have done this. I had a nice setup there and I just wasted it. I think it started out with something like you and you. Shouldn't have thrown it away. I had it all. You two nuzzle up. Oh no, that's the wrong kind of squiggly. But what if it was over here, and then it's the right kind of squiggly? And suddenly we are almost on easy street. Just that little Shiba one doesn't want to fit in where I need it. How about you go there, you go there, you go anywhere. And then you go here. Done. 59. Come on. Pick up that crawling pace, shall we? No time for thinking, only time for doing. Go. Right, Miss Pursley, get in here. There is, again, no time for thinking, only time for completing. Go, leave the worrying for other people. No fear, unseen, unheard. 61, big looking area. These ones can cause a lot of problems because there are just so many different options for where to put these blessed cats. Especially this one. At least I don't have that 3 along, 3 up and down weirdo cat. No T-block cats for you, sadly, and I still got a weird squiggly. That ain't it. But you need to be somewhere. If anything, the existence of the wild cards complicates matters here. That stings. Need somewhere to shunt you, and then all will be relatively well. Maybe you're causing me too many problems. Because I can shunt you in like that. And then we are suddenly very, very close. But just not close enough. Agonizing. Still isn't right. You need quite a bit of space for yourself. I like that, but you remain a problem. There's a problem putting in the smaller ones first. Big ones have big space demands. I like that a lot. I'll only like that if I can shunt you in, but you are the wrong way around for that. So close. Also so close. Shouldn't have done whatever I did. I messed up a lot of stuff. I don't think that's what it was. Crumbs. How did I have all this set up? I think I had a squiggly in here, which feels like a really good squiggly place. If I spin you right around like a record, baby. That creates too many dead ends. Dang, this was feeling good until it wasn't. Should I make some more fundamental changes, perhaps? Feels like I could handbag you quite well. That gives a good place for Squiggly. That gives a good place for you. If I can just squeeze in a Squiggly somehow, whilst of course also squeezing you in, then all looks well. Squigglies are surprisingly demanding on the space that they need. Ah, it's so close. But there have been a lot of so closes. All you need to do is wiggle out the wind. There we go. Bring on 62. All right. Cat, cat, cat. Oh, no straight line cats here. Okay. You go in here then. Go there. You're an awkward one. T-block cat. Very awkward. Close. Now, find the win. Find the better win. T-block cat's pretty damn cute. This is a problem. Yeah, this is a big problem. How do we make it not a problem? If these two were reversed, this would be easy. Can we reverse the situation? I don't think so. This works if only you could go here and then you could go around here, but it doesn't. So the obvious thing is to have it such that that will work, but you guys won't fit in here. Perhaps you being here is a tempting but ultimately doomed assumption. There might be other ways to fit you. That is not one of them. Could be one of them. Still has you unused though. Nor do I have a good use for you. You are ultimately the entire quandary to this puzzle. Do, 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 do. Perhaps it was a little hasty in thinking that that needed to be changed up. Because now nothing's going to fit in here. Ooh, if only T-block cat were able to fit in there. Alright, not happening. I do think long-tail cat needed to be involved here some way, somehow. Hold on, how did I have you? I think I had you like that. There's a lot of ways that you don't fit in there. Why is this feeling so much different and worse than before? Did I have you like that? Did I have you like that? Yeah, then nothing goes here though. I doubt I had you like that either, although that's not unthinkable, because then I could put you over here. Bah, but this becomes unthinkable. How delightful. I'm sad I only got 9,000 on the points to bet, says Zingus. Oh yeah. I wonder why you found yourself so shy on points. What could have gone wrong? What nefarious deed could you have committed? Oh, hang on. Oh no, you're a T-block. Dang, I thought I had you. Thought I had you by the bits. When the cursed T-block strikes again. So many things are so close here. T-block does go in there, but then I've got a lot of awkward shapes to move around. You only fit there. You pretty much only fit here, right? And then I got you, and you're causing me nothing but problems. I causes even more problems. Could you go here? I know it's a very strange place for you, but consider... Not sure if anything can be considered here. So close, as usual. Nothing but T-block can fit in here. That almost looks good, but of course you have nowhere that can reasonably go. I think I'm going back to putting you in the obvious place. Damn this smug cat. Once again, T-block just cannot fit. Come T-block, there must be a way. Must be a way. I can't just will it into existence. Where does T-block go? In the end, T-block has to be fairly flush against the edge. I'll be able to open up some opportunities if I try something like that. Nope. Yeah, what were the odds in the voting today? Dread to ask at this point. Oh gosh, as we have only 40 minutes left to go. There are a lot of puzzles still. 80% on win! Whoa! Now, some people say they like the bets most when it's a landslide one way or the other. Particularly if the larger part of the landslide doesn't end up being the winning part. I'm gonna have to skip this one. It's doing me in. Right. Come on, I gotta blast through these other levels so I can come back to that previous one with a fresh mind. Uh-oh. Right, you almost have to go here. Okay, can you go here? Can you go anywhere if I do that? Not even remotely. Is this the only place you can be? You could very awkwardly go there. Doesn't afford me a lot of options for you, but... well, no buts, it just doesn't. Nothing goes over that left part, you cannot go there. I don't like the look of this, although it's not unthinkable to have that. None of the rest of them fit in. So I think you have to go here, 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 or here. Which one? Which one? I like there because it affords me that, but the real question is where do you go that fits in with this thing? That doesn't work it out the 1x1 wildcards. Neither does that. It almost works, but again, I got nothing to fit into here. Huh. Well, with a level like this, I figure if I just find the way that these two fit together, I've got the solution already, but... how about that? How about that? Come on, get in there, I'm on a timer. Alright, ooh, another big one. These big ones can be a pain because you can have pretty much anything as a solution. You're not assisted like that previous level where there are certain levels of this must, therefore this. So I just kind of have to hope that I get lucky and put in things very correctly very initially. Hoping on getting lucky is something I can generally do in life, but this one's asking for a lot of consistent luck. And you know what they call consistent luck? It's skill. What if I were to migrate you over just a wee touch? Yeah, then things don't work anymore. It all breaks apart. Also got a weird squiggly here. Let's just put you in. You are becoming a problem already. I might have been a bit hasty in my slamming in of everything. Because now it ain't working. Alright, never mind that. We can easily rejig things a bit. Easily. Doo-doo. Finding a home for you might be a little tough. There's a home for you. So close. So very close. Just shove these things around a bit until you have a workable solution and we're good. We are good. Let's go. 6-5. Goes here. You go there. Yeah, you fit in there. It's almost too obvious. I don't trust it, but let's kill and keep moving. Call me the chosen one because I kill and keep moving. 66. Let's go. Go, go, go. Hopefully they just ran out of all their inspiration for puzzles and made all these final ones just unbelievably easy. To the point where you can't believe it's even the same game. Scuppered myself with you. And that reverses the way that you can go in, which is bad. What have I done? Right, these two go together like cat and handle cat. Does this fit together in any conceivable way? No, because that's still a T block. Alright, don't panic, but do very swiftly find a solution to this. Not actually sure I've done myself any favors by moving you across over to there. Let's just shift you around like so. Come on, there's no way I can't get them all to fit into here. How is that T block causing me so many problems? This should be the easiest of simplest of most trivial parts to put in. Perhaps these don't augment together quite as well as I'd hoped. Perhaps the solution lies elsewhere. T-block cat, get in there. Oh, this totally doesn't work then. You really should be somewhere like that, huh? Looks good. Ah, how? How? How is T-block such an issue here? It's because T-block reverses the way you go in, so you two don't interface well at all. Alright, new idea. What if T-block met you? You two went together like so, and then I did some kind of gerrymandering that brings you guys together. Well, that is hideously bad and wrong. Still very wrong. have time to worry about dropped frames. Well, I got time to figure out this. Oh god, bring it back. You know, I feel like we were so close when we just had this very simple pair working together. The problem was this accursed T-block. Because otherwise everything looks so good. So what can be moved to make that T-block work? But truth be told, I'd be happy with you down like that. Maybe I could move you guys just up like so. And the T-block can come in like so. And then you're able to get in. And then bloop and bloop and let's go! Come on, I don't have long. I have the opposite of long. Get in, get in, get in, get in, get in, and alright, where can you go? Such that you work with everything else here. Want something like that then? But then it's remarkably difficult to shove something up here. Yeah, actually, you're the major problem. How do I get these three cats in together? Does that work in any way? You kind of go there, but I don't have a 2x1 cat to slam in there. Also, you remain a problem, don't you? There's a lot of big cats to have work together. You certainly cannot go there. I'm starting to think you don't go there whatsoever. Could I fit you down on the bottom here? So you slot together like so, and then, and then, and then, that little square is a problem. Also, this is a big problem. Starting to think you don't go there whatsoever. If I had you there, do I have any cat that fits around you here? Got the L cat. I guess you go there and you go here. But then these guys don't work together so well. It's close. It's very close. Can we shuffle things around a bit? I don't have a T-block cat for you. Don't have anything that fits like that. Nightmare. That is so close. I enjoy puzzles, do I? I don't know, I wouldn't play a game like this in my own time. I enjoy puzzles for the weekly one-shot, though. Can't really afford to skip anymore now, can I? Hey, you kind of go there. Does that allow anything else around here? To a degree. Oh, that's nice, but it's not nice enough. Also, that causes problems. Ooh. That part in general causes problems. Yeah, I don't think this works. Could I conceivably put you there? How many skips would I be on if I skipped this? I think I'd be on 3 skips, maybe 4. I'll have to quickly check. Alright, I got 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 skips. 51, 62, 67. And unfortunately I have to do all of them. When I just read the challenge stipulations, I thought I could skip 5 levels. As in, never have to do them. But that was not the case. Even if you skip them, you have to come back and do them later. Very strange stipulation, but Dark Young is a very strange man. Levels like this are annoying. There's no obvious must or must nots. Surely the rules could be interpreted differently, yeah, surely. You two are just each other but reversed. But you don't fit in here, no matter how much I will it into existence. Oh man, this is gonna end up being quadruple punishment, isn't it? This game's punishments, and the 2 punishments that are gonna follow. Jinkies. Eight hours of Sunday punishment, what a joy. Well, for most people, they get to enjoy my suffering just before they return to work on Monday. I myself take Mondays off, so I shall not. God knows what I'm going to do on my Monday and Tuesday. Actually, I'm probably going to sort out my taxes. Now that I am finally signed up for Hungarian taxation, I should really figure out how to pay taxes in Hungary. On that note, if you are a Hungarian and you understand how you pay taxes in this country, I'd love to hear from you, because I don't have a clue. It's very much juxtaposed against the Swedish system, where they're very happy to take your money, but in this country, they don't seem to want my money at all. My money is no good here. Send your money straight to Orban. Ah, if only it were that simple. Oh man, this feels close. Can we eke out a win here without scuppering everything up? Maybe so, but maybe no. These are some awkward cats to piece together. Very awkward. But not too awkward for me. Let's go. 69. Just slam them in, hope they work. Maybe I misinterpreted the timer. Maybe it wasn't 2 hours 45. It was like 4 hours 52. I don't like the look of that smug cat when we've put it in. Right. You're almost a wild card. I should save you for later. T-block on this kind of layout is also quite a wild card. Problem. This freaking cat is absolutely a problem. Where can I put you so that you're not getting in my blessed way? Maybe I can have you down here and T-block out of it, but then where does everybody else go? I have not afforded myself a lot of... Whoa, oh, hang on, this works. If I can just figure out how to spin you right around. 70, bring it on. 25 minutes, 10 levels and... well, 11 levels and a bunch of skips. No time for thinking, only time for inserting. Nothing gets up here though. I need this fat ass elsewhere, but I don't have a little corner piece for you there. I don't have straights for you there. Damn, this ton of fun is getting in my way. Get out of here. You're another problematic piece. Do I have anything that fits in there? No. No T-blocks, no nothing that goes in here. And then there's this very awkward piece. Oh man, there are too many possible places for all the cats. This is a painful one to be on. Get you in there. Do I have one of those awkward things here? I do not. I got plenty of awkward going around though. Alright, this looks promising. Good, good. What is my... Oh, you. Dancer. Right, but I have a feeling we are very close to greatness. It's the royal we. That is to say me. I am close to greatness. Very hard to put this in such a way that it doesn't scupper me entirely. I wonder if I could shunt you up a bit, such that you will work better with these. That means I'd have to put my wild card in here, which I'm not thrilled about. No, I have a feeling this was a mistake. You are the wrong side, little cat. Causing me nothing but heartache. Oh, there's a lot of heartache going on here. Yeah, none of these parts go in here particularly well, but maybe you go here. Oh no, T-block doesn't interface here at all. Doo-doo. It's close, but it ain't right. Can we make it right? Could you somehow swing out and help me? I suspect not. Oh yeah, I could certainly claim accountant appointments, but I don't want to deal with an accountant. It would cost me more than I pay in taxes to deal with an accountant here. Besides, the idea of a tax system being so complicated that you need an accountant, I reject that idea. Oh boy, I'm just watching that time trickle away whilst I do not have a solution to this. It hurts. It really freaking hurts. What can be done about this? Well, we could win, that'd be nice. Just getting myself one of these free is causing me more harm than good. What can be done? Who would have thought it'd be so hard to bring in a 2x1 here, but it is. Maybe if I just work with this very small amount of space, I can figure something out. doesn't work so well because of this. Can something like this work? That allows my T-block to go in there, if nothing else. Oh, but that is just a fat load of nothing else. They weren't T-block, if it were T-block in here, and that works out, but now you don't get in here. No. How about you down here? You go here. You go here, you go here, you go... Whew! That was tough. Alright, 71 cactus, weird, I don't know, bowl of breads. Come on, cats. The need is dire. Time, which once felt ever-flowing, has expired. I gotta get a move on. This all comes together rather nicely. If I can make something work out well here, we might be onto easy street with this particular puzzle. I think a T-block there feels largely necessary. This is a problem, though. No shortage of problems here. I don't actually think this works together whatsoever. Because there's no good way to smack you in here. You just block something off wherever I put you. Well, maybe not so much there, but then this becomes a rather serious problem. Too serious? Quite serious. Can't think of something that can fit in there, though. You were so good down there. I really don't want to pull you out. But then this. What sandbagging? How can this even be sandbagged? I suppose I could pretend not to know, but no way I'd lower myself to that. Just becoming nothing but a problem. Actually, I think you are one of the biggest problem children here. No good place to put you that doesn't block something. Can't believe I spent my life savings on this loser system. I haven't lost yet, although I can feel the noose tightening around my neck. I don't even have 10 minutes for 10 levels now. Wait, maybe I do. I got, what do I have, 17 minutes? But that's alright. You know, it's been a long time since I've had, a bit of vengeance following a weekly one-shot. Just find someone running their mouth and then permaban them until they defeat dogs organized neatly. Of course, it being a puzzle game, they could just have the solutions handy, so I'm not sure that would be... That's one of the problems with punishing people with puzzle games. At least a game like ActRaiser 2 that requires quite a bit of... Oh man, I can't handle this. Alright, move it on. Tons of fun here. That does make 4 skips, right? 1 skip, 2 skip, 3 skip, 4 skip. I'll go figure it's chapter 8. They got the biggest, the hardest, the most malicious levels out now. I don't have anything long and straight to park inside you, so what is going to fit inside you, or where can you go? Somewhere like here? Perhaps to go with that, such that you go here? What about this? You and you and you and... Problems. Oh, just about through. Can I throw them completely off? I can! It's gone! That is very funny. But I didn't have the solution anyway, so too bad. Felt like I was going to good places though, especially with that positioning. That feels good. So close, but so far. I think you overall are a problem. I think you need to nestle something like that, but then how do I even fit something here? Also, this is completely wrong. This damn smug cat. Even that doesn't work out so well because I don't have a 1x3 to fit in there. I do like this, but liking it isn't the same as this works, this is the solution. The only thing we know is that big tons of fun has to be down here one way or the other. So what makes the least awkward mess? Actually, that's a slightly not very awkward mess, so there we go. 73. Let's go. Let's see if we can just, you know, twist Dark Young's words around and say, well, of course we beat the game and we skipped 5 levels. What's the problem? Yeah, what would be the problem? Young would love. I'm sure he would. In his own words. Hoisted by his own verbal petard. To which he'd go, eh? And I'd say, done in by your own words, Ken. And he goes, oh, fit. Well, he doesn't say fit, he's from the English part of Scotland. Right. The meows are getting on my nerves, says Baskinger. How do you think I feel? I'm the one playing this. Oh, that is close, but one off. Okay. Can we make any minor adjustments to seize victory from the jaws of defeat here? You're very close. That's a minor one. Let's go. 74. Alright. I don't have a 1x4 to fit you in. I don't have a 1x4 to fit you in. Where is this thing gonna go? That kind of works, but I have a 1x4 to fit you in. What even goes together with you? You just don't seem right there. This area is awkward. What do I do here? Well, if it's awkward, I can just slam you in. Something like, but not necessarily that. That almost works if it weren't for you. I don't have that annoying lanky one to put in here. Does anything work with all of this? If I had a second one of you, it'd work, but I don't. What about that? Do I have anything that works with you guys? I would say no. Finding a home for you is actually a little awkward. Well, it's a lot awkward. God damn, this big fat ass of a cat. Clearly losing it. I'm starting to think it looks like they're farting when I pick them up. Especially when they make that sound. Sound like a deflating balloon. bit for you either. I have a funny feeling this doesn't work whatsoever, but where else are you even gonna go? Even if you're there, I don't even have a couple bits that fit in here. Yeah, you are actually the problem, aren't you? Do you fit even perhaps like that? Oh no, because that still doesn't work. And that won't work either. But perhaps... no. Where the heck do you go? Not quite there either. God, I have no idea where to put this damn cat. I don't have a 2x2 to slime me down there either. Maybe maybe Young meant that Jake was allowed to play until 2:45 AM in Tokyo time. If so, we've got 4 hours to go. Not sure I'd handle 4 more hours of this fun. It's almost a T-block location for you. Surely you have to go there. Where else could you possibly go? Almost. But you're too long and you're the wrong way around. So a 5th skip. I might have lost my count. Is that 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, all 5 skips used up, right? Not even 5 minutes to go for 6, not even 10 minutes to go for 6 levels. Doesn't look good unless I magically blindly put them all into the right position straight away. Game facts don't let me down. That is close. I do like how close that is. Close enough to win? No, because you're reversed. What could be done in such a situation? You are quite the wild card. Maybe a little too wild. Yeah, but Young, C-Fusion's a monster. We know that. Hey, that was quick and easy. 76, come on. If we could just bend the rules of reality, surely we can call this a win. My metal on that was tested very early on when I was doing the 2 hours of hell of Castlevania. 2 hours to beat the original Castlevania. I get right the way to Dracula, and the emulator that I'm using has this issue where Dracula would turn literally invisible. So all I could do was guess where he was going to appear. And I lost by just a couple minutes or so, I think it was. And the temptation to call it a win was enormous. Yeah, it was outside of my control. Well, largely. But I didn't. I still called it a loss. I ate my punishment game, and that taught me some valuable lessons about myself. That's why I roll with the punches a lot when I do my streams, even when it seems like there are a lot of punches to roll with. Final minutes here, come on. You're a very awkward one up here. I'm starting to wonder, maybe you should have been elsewhere. Don't know where else you could go, though. Doesn't really fit nicely into... Well, you might fit nicely into here. If I can get something down here. Which I kind of can. Oh, right, no, that's not fitting in 100 years. Close, but you're just a little off there. But maybe with some jiggery pokery? No, not enough poking to jigger that. Hello, Jake, says Big Royale Cheese. Don't hate me if you get this question a lot. Oh boy. Is it Frostpunk related or is it EU4 related? How come you haven't played EU4 in the campaign since Big Blue Blob? Wait, no, Big Blue Blob? That doesn't make much sense. Big Blue Blob. Big Blue Block, that sounds more about right. I was watching through Pirate Naxxus. It struck me it's been several years. I've done everything there is to do in EU4. I can think of nothing to really come back to do in the game. I have pumped that particular well dry. In an effort to squeeze some more juice out of the game, I ran the Carthage Chaos campaign, but that one didn't even get completed. I just felt so done with the game. And it's not often I drop an EU4 campaign. Timbux2 continues sobbing in the corner somewhere. Too bad. Should have been a more fun campaign, then I wouldn't have dropped it. Right, well, this level is probably going to be the one where we see our big fail on. It's doing my tatty in is what it is. And I don't get that question quite as much as you might imagine. Probably because it's just so ingrained in the heads that, yeah, I am done with EU4. But there will eventually be an EU5, and then I'll come crawling back to Europa Universalis, no doubt. You know, if you were there... and you were there, and... it's close. But it's still just not quite close enough. Boop, boop, boop. You're my wild card. What have I moved you about? I can feel it. There's a victorious setup here. All the parts are here. I just need to piece it all together. You're the biggest, chunkiest one. If you're out of the way, the meerkat can't quite fit in, though. You're also big and awkward. Again, close, but not quite there. Oofnap is just rubbing their greasy wee hands together, saying, I am going to be rich. I don't want to make anyone rich but me today. Well, I'm going to take solace in knowing that at least I've got a very likely enjoyable VOD to catch up on, watching Young play this. I'm sure someone will guide me appropriately to where I can view that. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, done. Failure. Complete and utter failure at level 76. I was so close. So close, but just robbed by these freaking cats. Okay, let's finish this game. Anybody got any bright ideas on how we're meant to do this? Because evidently I don't. I can try things, but the things I try are just so wrong. Just put the cats in the thing. Oh, the thing. The thing, of course. Freaking. Damn, these farting cats. You could just give up and have a bowl of ice cream, says Tarkin. Well, I don't have any ice cream. I do have bowls. And only winners get tins of ice cream. Does ice cream even come in tins? Oh man, oh man, oh man. The heck's the solution here? Well, I think the real solution is, before people get a little too antsy, is to give those points out. Besides, you know, I wouldn't put it past a particularly unhappy mod to choose the outcome ahead of time. So this might be the single biggest landslide we've ever had in the weekly one-shot. 80 to 20 and 20 have it. Well, it is a failure. It's 4.5 million channel points. That's lower than normal, but I think that's because I only put a very short timer on the voting window. So yes, complete the failure, even though I don't want to. And let's get the summary out and on screen, because people deserve to know who that money came from. Wow, look at these pathetic points. Hang on, do I even have this here? I think I do. There we go. Look at these limp-wristed lose lobbyists. Only 2 people put in 6-digit bets on this. So that means Help Me Slack utterly reaps the rewards. 1.269 million points in a single weekly one-shot. How much time do you have to spend lurking to get 1.3 million points? Terrifying. Anon, Bolsha, Lendvy, Poland, Rainey, Rested. Nix was voting against me. Kalpa vote against me. Blobber vote against me. There's some brutality here. But nothing more brutal than knowing that they were right. Right to harvest. Wow. 7 increments of the full 250,000 voting. Oh, I'm sorry, Young. I couldn't avenge you. These wee fluffy bastards were too much for me and my fizzled out brain. Jeebus, Najau, Quinners. Well, no dinners for you for a long time. Blob, Ninjin, Tusks, Acro. Oh, finally, a loss for Blue Openox. It's not often we see a loss for you. Where's my shame list? Yeah, there we go. Not often that Blue walks away with an L after having reaped so many points out of a charity. Blue is the kind of person that goes into Tesco's and sees those big drop-off-your-change things for local charities and just stuffs his hand in there, grabs all the 20p pieces, and walks out the store thinking that they are on top of the world. Well, for once they score a loss. And Captain Crow as well. All down the drain. Ah! It doesn't stop there. Not for me, at least. All those points going into those hands, but there is one other thing that I need to conclude for myself. Let's grab the wheelofnames.com. Fill it full of punishment. Oh, it was already on screen. Cool. Hope that didn't show anything too bad before it popped up. Ah, I had my wheel active, didn't I? Yes, there we go. Okay, well, you don't look particularly well cropped. Let's just slice you down a bit, or a lot. Give you a bit more space. So, if you're somehow unfamiliar to the concept, or God forbid new to the channel, and the first thing you've been subjected to is cats arranged nicely, or what was this game called? Yeah, it's cats organized neatly. Whenever I fail a challenge, typically a weekly one-shot, but in the past we've had other wagers, and we used to do the 2 hours of hell. But when I fail, I have to spin this wheel of punishment. Whatever it lands on is a punishment game that I will have to stream for about 2 hours on the channel, some longer, some shorter, some with their own crazy stipulations, but let's shuffle this. All the games have been submitted by supporters of the channel. It's about the only thing you get for supporting the channel. I don't like running those kinds of donation drives or sign-up drives, but this is one thing that you'll always have access to. So, round it goes, and whatever it lands on, we do. Unless it's something that's been rolled before, because I didn't bother to take out the ones that had been rolled. But that's not a problem for Hard Time. I have never heard of this game, Hard Time. Can I find it and get some information on it? Punishment game, Hard Time. From Fan of Gaming, someone that has largely disappeared from the community, but I will never forget their contributions that they have made around here. Not least of all being the first in the Nancy-thon. Hard Time. It's not on Steam. Get it from medici.com. I don't like the sound of this. I'm opening this up off screen. mdicky.com. What? Okay, I think I can bring this over to the web page. Okay, forgive the lack of good cropping here. Well, let's explore what we're looking at here. Squeeze you down a bit and up a bit. So why am I looking at a Pro Wrestling Tees website? I don't think this is a game. Maybe it is. Did I go on the right website? He says go to mdicky.com. This is mdicky. They made a pro wrestling simulation game. Okay. I don't know what I'm looking at here, but maybe I can reach out to Fan and have an explanation. Maybe figuring out how to play the game is part of the game. It does look like an old Flash thing. Well, however you cut it, that is the nightmare that I'm going to have to do later on. Today, however, I do have a couple of punishments that are on the schedule. It's The Witcher and it's Toy Story. But I would quite like to beat Cats Organized Neatly first. Ninja and Marvin have got the game. But I was told not to get it on Steam. I was told to get the one on mdicky.com. Right. Well, if you want your punishments, you're going to have to wait a wee bit. I am keen on figuring this out first. So I can put you here, I can put you here, I can move you aside and get you over here. That opens me up for a little bit more flexibility, maybe not, because I need to put both the square cat and the square cat with tail in here. No, this works. Wow, look at that. All I needed was just a little bit of a break. Oh, if I'd just taken a water break or something, I would have had all the information I needed. Actually, you know what I can do to finish the game? We've already failed, so I can skip as many levels as I want. Get out of here. Let's just see what level 80 is made of. How hard could it be? Alright, maybe we could imagine. Let's use our power of imagination to think that we're on the final ropes here. There we go. Oh my, barely 10 minutes left. Can he squeeze out the big W? Yeah, maybe people can imagine they still have their points back. Yeah, some awkward looking ones. Come on, Jake, we believe in you, says Red 2. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. This looks very awkward a level, though. There's no immediate, obvious indication of where any of these cats go. is certainly challenging. You'd think it would give me one of every cat, but I don't have every cat here. This doesn't work though. And no wild cards either, which is a royal pain in the behind. So many different places this big waste of space could go. Well, not here. Possibly here. Guess I'll explore these possibilities first. Do I have anything long enough for you? I could if you were reversed. Or if I use my kind of wild card. Well, it's close, but that's not there. It's also not that close. I do quite like the way you nestle in there, but then I don't have my little L piece for you. Yeah, I think this is doomed to failure. You're a royal pain, don't you? Well, you know what? You know, maybe we could just let's get away from you. My shameful game overview. Maybe, just maybe. We just make our way over here. Oh, full level completion and achievements. Yeah, there was nothing in the rules against using a guide. Oh, well, would you look at that? Hey, can't I pin you here? It's a little bit too big. Could we make you considerably smaller? Maybe move you over to the side like that. Maybe trim off these side bits. Oh yeah, now we're gaming. Yeah, I would have never thought to put you there. And a big fat ass cat goes here, and you go there. The vase looking one goes here. There we go. Now you're getting in the way of everything. That's alright. We can just unpin you. There we go. My undefeated genius was defeated today. Hey. Oh, where's our collection? We get to see all of our wee cats. 30 out of 30 cats located. Lovely. Which was your favorite cat? Mine was probably... well, definitely not Curls. Certainly not Loaf. Now, the wild card is easy to like. Yeah, the one by one. If all the puzzles just had nothing but one by ones going for it. I think the squiggly one looked kind of cute. Although this is the worst Tetris piece. Better than this one. Ugh, didn't like you. Ah, it hurts. Okay, let me consult my schedule here. Well, chat, which would you rather see first? The Witcher or Toy Story? Toy Story is a Super Nintendo action platformer, and The Witcher is The Witcher. Witcher, Toy Story, Witcher, Witcher, Toy Story, Toy Story, Witcher, Toy Story, Witcher, Toy Story. Oh, I'll just take the next one then. Pandy says Buzz Lightyear. Alright, let's do Toy Story then. I am going to take 5 or 10 minutes, stretch myself around a bit, fill up on the water, maybe give myself some commissary dinner after this, and then we'll be back with some Toy Story and then some Witcher. So I would say don't go anywhere, but you should probably go anywhere else. I'll be back momentarily, so there's no need for cheers and cheerio.